外喜欢的shirt. So
Looks a bit near.
I think it will be very.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks. So,
Is anyone gonna sit there to do a?
Checking visuals first. Hopefully the lighting is alright.
you,
Also,
you need some more lighting or?
It's
bright?
still okay lah. It's definitely not too bright. It's good for you, but for Jason, cause the light, yeah, bounce.
Blocking, right?
Yeah.
So what we can do is
Maybe sit back, yeah. Then you
want me
push
more
out.
forward?
sit back like that.
Actually, I wanted to do the cross shoulder. You don't want, like you sit a bit here, then then another one with your phone.
Can also.
Yeah. But you're using that, right?
So it's a two
Yeah,
view, right?
yeah.
I have a standee
Yeah.
though.
You have a standee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you alright?
Became a Christian in 2010. That was the disaster hit in the secular world. Yeah. So it's quite interesting. Now we talk about it's actually now the disease, right? About the Wuhan thing, right? When I started off the school, my network was actually all mainly from China, and I started off in 2003, right? Then it was the SARS that hit.
Oh wow.
So all my market was also badly hit. Yeah, so it's quite an interesting look back.
You have a lot of Chinese students.
My original intent when I started off is actually to have more China students, but because that was my network prior to starting this business, I was doing student recruitment, so I travel a lot to China. Then my network, everything is in China.
Wuhan, China, or like different?
All parts of China.
All parts of China.
Yeah, correct. But then when it comes to these SARS issues during that time, I have to, because they cannot get visa to come to Singapore, so I have to venture into other country.
Okay.
So that's where we venture into Vietnam and some other country.
So your current student base is like
Singaporean.
mostly Singaporean.
Yeah.
Wow.
95% are Singaporean, 5% are
95.
expats.
Oh wow.
We don't apply student pass anymore for foreign students, so it's a purely local. Purely local. We started off local in 2010, so there was a bit of changes. Wow, I think quite warm. Maybe I don't wear jacket. I don't wear jacket better. Maybe t-shirts. Too casual. Wouldn't be too casual.
I think okay lah.
还可以啦。
Yeah, I think it's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Without jacket.
Hey, boss.
Nice. Thank you. So I think.
Oh, we need to do IG live. So
Okay.
I will. Oh. Sorry it takes so long to set up.
Hey, not at all, man.
Just anything on later.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I found it.
Oh, do you want me to get bent? This is since it's very familiar with this camera.
Actually, movie starts with movie buttons. You choose only. So which is the movie button? It's very interesting.
Ben, we'll need your help.
I found it. Set aside.
Oh, sorry. These are you.
Yeah. Oh, this is the lights.
Yeah, correct.
I have no idea how to insert.
There should be supposed to be a handle. Come, I know how to set this. Yeah.
Nice.
So on and off.
Yeah. So it's supposed to have a.
Yeah, supposed to.
Oh, to mount it over here.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
But then you don't know whether you got a backlight. And then this one you can tune to be very bright or yellow or whatever. So,
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, this is good. It's good.
So what do you need me to?
Okay, so just to clarify, right? This is the movie button, right? So you press record, right? Then the f-stop, can I lower it to the lowest? Or is the lowest?
4 is the.
4, okay, there you go. So you buy 2.4 or 2.8.
Yeah, not on this.
Can, then I think it's good lah. So
Okay.
yeah. Should just so.
Do you think the red background better or the white here? The white here is better.
I think we need the light from the outside. So if you move over here, then it will be darker already.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you can go very bright.
Yeah, I can go very bright.
Yeah.
So, this I'm
So
not
it's
too
very
sure.
good. It's very good. It's just that how do I play it?
Yes.
There's a standee, there's a standee.
Yeah.
There is a standee. So, come, friend, there's a screw.
There's a screw here, but how
Yeah.
do you
This is
connect
a,
it to anything? I'm not even sure if this is the right
Standee?
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Might not be this. See if there's any other distance.
Oh, there is a standee one.
It's not this one.
No, not this one. There is a standee.
Yeah.
Actually, they're supposed to have a standee
To hold
to hold it. Yeah.
It's more like maybe I'll go check out with you to see if this.
Jason Yo.
Okay, cool.
IGTV. No, we just started lah, so still setting out a little bit more. So just stay tuned, stay tuned. This is Michelle, by the way.
Hello.
And got Nick. Nick is out of frame. My man Nick. What's up? Who's that? I don't know. I can't really see. What's up? What's up?
There are some. Yeah,
Some friends.
it's cool. IG Live.
IG Live.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So that was so cool. I never have IG Live. Okay, I must go and check it out. It's IG Live. You're doing this for very long already? For very
No
long.
way. This is the third one. Third one. Yeah, third session.
Okay. Whenever you guys
Cheers to everyone.
Where's my one? Wait.
Thank you for staying tuned.
Thanks, bro.
Whenever you guys are ready.
What's up?
Good.
Actually, you know what, Nick? Like, if you can sometimes you can look at it also.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah.
then if you spot like a good question, maybe you can put your chair there, bro. You don't because you don't need to look, right?
Yeah.
Unless the only the battery lah, which you roughly agak-agak. So maybe you can sit there.
Okay.
Then you can let us know if there's a good question or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
This will be fun.
Yeah. It's a good weather, raining season.
Then you open my one.
Must take the orange one. 恭喜发财.
Yeah.
You have the orange shirt.
Okay. We are in.
Oh, see.
Well, really funny.
You first say 恭喜发财.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Puyo Year. That's what. It's the for the Jakarta people. That's all we know. Right?
Oh,
Happy New Year. Who say Happy New Year? Somebody say Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Did anyone?
Hello. Wave.
anyway,
Someone just
yeah.
joined the channel.
What's
Yeah.
up?
So there's three of them inside now.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, you think we're ready? Are we ready?
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Is it recording?
Yeah, all
Oh, it's on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
My bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we're ready to start now. What's up, guys? Okay. Woo! So excited. Okay. You 5 more seconds. Alright. Okay, you ready? You must do the 3, 2.
3, 2, 1, take.
Give us
I
that.
think we gotta pause, you know, because my battery is dying. Just let me check. Okay.
I think, oh, this is Canon. If not, I have Nikon one, yeah.
Yeah.
How many interviews have you done, like on net and like?
Actually, not many.
Not many.
To be honest, not many. Because most of the time it's not. I do not want to be in the front of the brand. So most of the time it's actually my guys did a very good job. So they know that I'm quite what do you call it?
Humble.
No.
Humble.
Introvert. So most of the time it's actually my guys will do most of the work.
Yeah.
I'm just behind scenes doing a lot of like business development, strategy aspect of it, and then now I think I go out more often in a sense. Last time I used to be talking to a lot of B2B. Now it's actually more towards public speaking, more towards on engaging the youth. Partly also thanks to because of the social enterprise that we started in 2013. Then we started to be more outward instead of inward.
Because the work you do with youth is much more this time.
Quite a fair bit. We just came back from refugee camps in Bobo, Indonesia. So myself and 2 other colleagues, we conduct trainings to a group of refugees, and we are planning for the whole company to close for a few days, and the whole company will just go to the refugee camps. So we will divide the teams into like 4. Some is taking care of the youth, the women, the working professionals, the teens. So we are working on the different dimensions. But it was a very meaningful work. So I think for most of us, it's actually quite enjoying the work here.
Wow.
Because every day is a different thing, you see.
Yeah.
Every day is a different thing, and every day you're seeing different kind of students who are from different stories.
Wow.
And I know you asked me before, right? That who is gonna be like who is your mentor, who's your inspiration every day. I come to realize of like, yes, of course my parents is being the first influencer for me. But now in the daily life, it's actually really my colleagues and my students. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because when you every day you hear their stories and you know that they come to the school to look for second opportunities, they persevere. After a long day of work, they come to the school and study. You know, I mean that act already make you feel that wow, you know, these people it's not like after 6, 7 o'clock they knock off, go back, chill, party. You know, they really trying to work hard for their next future options. So. You know, when you're seeing their action, the time that they spend on it is already touching you, and you know that, wow, you exist for a purpose, man.
Preach it. Okay, are we ready?
Yes, we are ready. So I'll do the clap. Do the honors.
We take one.
Take one, okay.
Okay, there'll be no second take, alright?
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's just recording all the way.
Yeah.
So we just cut.
It's for. In real life, what's up,
I did it on purpose.
What's up, you guys? Okay, welcome to the Phil Fullman Show. Yay, sound, yay. Today I'm here, humbly, honorably, with Michelle Lim from Net School.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello everyone.
So okay, I met Michelle. I was first introduced to Michelle at the TEDx, at the TEDx, right?
Correct.
And then it turns out like Michelle, I mean I say lah, but Michelle was the one like, you're Jason, right? Then I'm like, how she knows me? It turns out we already know each other. We met previously already at a separate event.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
We met in a separate event. You were the speaker.
I was the speaker.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming
No
over.
at all. I'm happy, really honored. Thank you.
I really loved your message really about. I mean, it's so in line with what we talk about at Yoke also. It's really about living in purpose, living a purposeful, meaningful, like work lah.
Yes.
And I really believe that you are someone who really is living a fulfilled life, like a life of fulfillment.
Learning. But
So yeah, let's get into the interview now.
sure.
So yeah, tell us more about yourself and what do you do? What is your story?
Okay, so My name is Michelle. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Med School, as well as the social enterprise Make the Change. So basically, based on these two companies, you'll know about it's very much on education related and creative related. So Med School is basically it's a brand name that is owned by Chatsworth Media Academy. So it's a private independent school in Singapore that we advocate making a difference through marketing, advertising, and design. Hence, we offer our in-house diploma programs. We offer a series of corporate training programs. Majority of our students age between 17 all the way to 45, ranging from young fresh graduates to working professionals, executive and C-suite level. So Med School is basically just a integrated marketing, advertising, design school that is offered in Singapore. Then the other business that I'm very involved in is actually a social enterprise Make the Change. So Make the Change, my title is Change Maker. In fact, all of us in Make the Change, our title is Change Maker. So as you know, the title means Change Maker. It means that we don't want to make noise, but we wanted to make a difference and make the change. We call it the change is because we wanted to really impact the community and giving back through the years that we have learned in education, in creative business. And so Make the Change is actually a full-fledged creatives agency that we serve the community in 3 different ways. One is actually a creative agency, it's a digital marketing agency, so we serve commercial clients, NGOs by running fundraising events, running marketing campaign for them. But we also have community development programs whereby we run special workshops for special needs community. So we have conducted a series of workshops and training programs for people with disabilities, for ex-offenders.
How often do you do those workshops?
Every year we have approximately about 60 to 100 of the special needs people joining our programs.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a yearly event that we will be doing it. So it lasted for like about 7 to 8 months.
Wow.
Then the third part is actually CSR. So we advocate every company, regardless you're social enterprise or not social enterprise, you should have a social responsibility. And we always advocate that charity start from home. How you treat your staff, how you work with your stakeholders is the first level of your CSR. Then, so when we do the CSR, so I usually will go around to companies to give trainings on the CSR, as well as to help them to strategize with the HR department on how they make CSR become a mandate instead of like a year-end surplus. I have profit, okay, let's do something. Christmas coming, let's cut a check, So we would like the companies to make it as a part of their mandate or even budget in when they're doing for their planning for the following years.
Do you have an example of like a recent one or like maybe your favorite one?
Okay, the most recent CSR is our own company's one. Okay, that's the one that I would like to share because when we have been advocating a lot of companies to do CSR, I realized whereby although our team has been involved in community giving, but as a company we hardly do it together. So recently we started last November. I went with one of my senior management to Bogor, Jakarta, through one of our business associates, introduced us to a group of refugees who were stranded in Indonesia. They mainly are from Middle East, Afghan. They run away is because of the families under attack by Taliban, and they have to really run for their life. So that was a very humbling experience for us. And they were stranded in Indonesia for years, and most of them are living off their savings. And they couldn't work. Their children cannot go to the school because of the status that they're holding as seeking asylum. So what we did is basically we look into the community and we realized a lot of them are very talented and educated. So we're looking into the gig economies. How can we, since they cannot have a legal working permit or employment opportunities in Indonesia, is it possible that they can go through technology and leverage on the gig economy? So we went in and we conduct digital marketing for them. So we hope that by getting them, empower them with some relevant skill, we can persuade more SMEs in Singapore, our clients, to engage them on an online freelance basis so they can have some basic incomes to survive in Indonesia before they're being resettled in other countries. So that is one part of the education whereby instead of like giving money, we will rather look into the sustainable kind of solutions.
This is like teach a man to fish rather than give him a fish.
Yes, correct. I think in today's, a lot of people or even individual, when we do good or when we look into the purpose in life, sometimes we also will think about, is it sustainable, Does it cause environmental issue or whatsoever? A lot of times we're trying to focus on one area and we ignore that in that process of doing that thing, actually it caused something else. So it's something that in years that we pick up some of the reflections and we learn, and therefore we found that, hey, you know, every company can do something. You know, I have a company, when I gave talk to one of the IT companies, they said, you know, I can't do much because my company is really on tight budget, but we have, every 3 years we change our laptop because highly intense use of the laptop. They said, can we donate the laptop? They said, wow, that's good. You know, for a lot of schools, they couldn't afford the laptops. And some of them, they said that they can volunteer their IT guys to do probably, you know, computer fixing for some childcare center or old folks homes or care center. Then we said, yes, that's a form of CSR as well. So I think
Every bit counts.
yeah, and the very meaningful one is actually, it's what you're doing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not taking out something from you that you have to fake it and do it. No, it's just from you. You know?
Something that's very natural.
It's very
something
natural,
that
you know.
Don't have to put extra strength and stuff.
Yeah, so that's what we love in this kind of work, in a sense, is whereby we make giving is no longer a form whereby really you feel that it's like being forced into it, but it's actually become your second nature, and you find that it's just so natural to give. Yeah.
What happens when you give?
Oh, joy. Actually, a lot of times you hear these things, right? You
Yeah.
know, giving is receiving.
Yeah.
And it's so often that we hear people say that, yeah, when you give, you really receive a lot more, and you didn't expect it. For us, we feel that it's not just a kind of feeling good. We do not want to go into that kind of feeling good mode.
Yeah.
You know, we are pretty objective in terms of giving. We wanted to really see the change happen. Of course, it's not easy because, you know, we may think that we're here to have better solutions and we wanted to give people options. But, you know, if people refuse to change or people refuse to receive it, they may see it as a violence. So basically for us is that we have to be really humble ourselves, really learning about the situations and knowing that what's their skill set and see how can we leverage on the recipient strength. Instead of we think that, oh, they are the recipient, so we just throw everything that we have. No, we have to really work with them hand in hand. So I'm quite a believer for this model called ABCD. So
What's that?
It's asset-based community development.
Asset-based community development. Okay.
So basically, it's very interesting. It's talking about when you go into when you want to impact a community.
Yeah.
Very often, we as external party, we thought that we have solutions. We thought that we're at a higher ground, we can see very clearly, we know what's our objective, we can come in with a strategy and then to tell the people there what to do and to change the way. But assets-based is actually, instead of you have a hand-me-down solutions, it's actually you impact them by letting go. You groom the community up, you look into their strength and let themselves be the leader and we become the facilitator. We step back and they lead that change within the community. So that is something whereby I've been advocating in a CSR aspect, whereby when we go to the different NGOs or old folks home, I always say that, you know, challenge them to think that how the community can have an active role instead of like, you know, we going in and tell them that you should do this,
I
should do that.
resonate with that so much. Like I just tell a bit of my yoke movement. I had this thing called the yoke movement. So we actually went around to like lesser privileged communities, like people with, you know, poorer backgrounds in that sense. Usually a lot of kids, right? And then these kids are very used to receiving like donations and gifts, and then they'll meet these people, say hi one time, they'll like give something, and then they don't see them in the rest of their lives, and they get very used to this mentality of like, okay, I'm just here to receive, right? So when I went there and I shared with them my story, everything, I said, you know, you have so much value in you, you know, and I'm not going to ask you for money, but I'm going to ask you something even more valuable than money. Asking for you, your time, your energy, like you have so much value.
Exactly.
You are so powerful. You are like powerful beyond measure. So I said, come and join me in volunteering.
Yes.
So I asked these youth who received who
Yes,
was
yes,
there,
correct.
I asked them to go and volunteer. So last few years, like we went to Bright Vision Hospital and we just like entertained the patients there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was really, it's very empowering.
That's
So
true,
I love the model.
So often a lot of people thought that, you know, oh okay, I'm from a less privileged background, I couldn't give. When I'm ready or when I have something I give. But they've forgotten whereby, as you mentioned, the most valuable things that a human being can give to another person is their time.
Yeah, yeah.
Their time and their energy. You know, if you have these two, you are already ready to give.
Yeah.
And that requires a lot of compassion and willingness to give. Because it's part of it's your thing, is it? And you really give part of yourself, your life to people.
Yeah.
You know, because time is life. So that is even much more, you know, meaningful than goodie bags, money, all these things. Yeah.
I mean, you're someone who's managing two businesses, right? I think maybe you understand the value of time so much more in money, of course, resources, like the resource of time and money.
Yes.
How do you juggle two things?
Well, I had a lot of hard time, to be honest. But I'm very, very blessed because my team stick to with me during the most difficult time, and I have a very understanding team. We have a very young team. Average age is actually about 36. Very, very young group of people. And when we went through difficult times, I think as a leaders, I have to be very transparent to them. Like there were times whereby we really, really very tight in cash flow. I have to be very honest to my team to say that is it possible that I can work out some installment plan, and really, really thank God and really thank my team that we really pull through, and now we see the growth and we see the profitability, and we always remember that humble background. So resources to us is always looking to two aspects of it. One is actually I learned through these whole lessons, I learned how to be a better steward in resources. Second part is actually, I realized by when you have the resources, it's not just about keeping it, it's about giving up, giving back as well. And when we are able to give back, you can see that it becomes like a circular kind of economy. So it will just circulate back to you, interestingly. And if you're generous to people, people will be generous back to you. So of course, it doesn't work all the way. Not every clients are very generous, but I think understanding resources that we are the steward. You know, a lot of people thinking that I'm the owner, so everything I have is mine. But I changed the mindset. I learned through years that it's actually we are just a steward.
Sure. Like what is stewarding?
Steward is meaning whereby you are being delegated to manage these resources. And when you are being delegated to manage these resources,
You have to be accountable for these resources. And every single resources that you have is very much about how do you make the good use of it for the wellness of the team and of the stakeholders. And very often we need to ask ourselves is actually who are truly your stakeholders. In our companies is very fortunate is because I'm the major shareholder, I'm the only shareholders, and I'm the management person. So basically it's actually when I'm wearing the hat as the shareholders, of course I'll demand the company to be profitable. But when I'm wearing a hat of a CEO, I've got to make sure that my entire stakeholders are benefiting from it. It's not just answering to the shareholders. So it may sound a bit vague that how could you split yourself into two? But I always see company and personal as a separate entity. And that is very important to keep a distance and then to really monitor. And how I see the business, the two businesses, is actually I see them as a human being. I personified them as an individual.
Right.
So now Med School is already 16 years old. It's like a youth. It's like going to be a young adult, and for Make the Change is like a young teens, which is 7 years old. So I'm seeing them as a human being.
What's their personality like?
Their growth in their personality. Yeah. So the personality of the companies become the culture and the value of the company.
Right.
So I think. Managing the two businesses is not too difficult as long as the team has the alignment in terms of values. As long as we make mistake based on the same value, but approach could be wrong and we could lead to mistakes, it's fine. And mistake also means that we are trying something new. But my staff know I have a zero tolerance on repeated mistake. So for me, I rather they make new mistake than repeated mistake, because repeated mistake means that we have not learned, and it's going to cost more to learn the same mistake again. So that's usually how we manage the companies. Yeah.
Wow. I think the question I'll ask now is really about what binds these two companies together? What binds everyone together? What are they following? Who are they following? Or rather, what's the purpose? What is this thread that binds everything together?
I think first part is actually in Med School. We started off Med School by believing everyone is creative. That's our root belief, meaning that everyone is uniquely created by God, and we believe that everyone is really creative. And in that principle, right, when we develop the entire med school curriculums, we offer diploma programs in marketing, applied design. We broke a lot of academic rigidity systems. We embrace students who only have Sec 3, not even have O levels. We say that the admission criteria is only very simple. Your passion. We need your passion, your energy, your time. If you're passionate in marketing, applied design, you have the energy, you have the time, you must commit to us in this program, and that's our admission criteria. Of course, it's very inclusive, but of course, to prepare them in such a short period of time and to meet the industry requirement is a very tough journey. Hence, we need them to have a lot of perseverance and tenacity. And I believe my team seeing the students coming in with that kind of attitude, they themselves also being affected and being influenced by this kind of attitude. Can you imagine people working Monday to Friday and then evening you come for class continuously for 1.5 years to 2 years. There's no term break in between. There's no semester break. Weekends, instead of going for party, you will have to really prepare for your assignment. I mean, that kind of commitment, So
it's like 7. What time they start and what time they go
they
back?
start class at 7 to 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
So can you imagine, if they are receiving students like that, you yourself also feel about their passions and their devotions, their commitment for the choice that they make. I think it's a day in, day out influenced by our students, influenced by our lecturers, who are from industry. All of them are from industry. We don't have full-time lecturers in our school. So that is actually the culture that we have fostered. First of all, everyone is creative. Secondly, it's actually this is a place whereby we give hope, and by faith we believe that everyone can be a difference. So that is, and through their actions, students coming in every day, it's a reminder, Can you believe that you're working in that kind of environment and every day you're being reminded that these people, that step into the school is to in a hope and in that hard work that they want to change our future. I mean,
I got
so
goosebumps
it's a very, so it's like a lot of people asking, how can you stay along for like so many years, 16 years?
16 years.
Yeah, but it's because of all these people. And we constantly being reminded because of them. And because of how they motivate us, we continue. That's why it's like a circular economy, They motivate us, we push back, and then we motivate them. So it's like giving, taking, giving, taking, giving, taking.
So even as a teacher, you get so much as well, even when you're giving.
Exactly, yeah. And especially when you see some students who really from very humble background. We have several very interesting cases. I have swimming instructors, I have taxi driver. Of course.
What's the most senior age?
We have senior one is actually 60 years old. He is he's a person with disability. He acquired stroke. So at his age of 50, and he's actually a high level executive. And when he got stroke, his life totally changed. And he came to our social enterprise, make the change to pick up in digital marketing course. And he said that he has to really step up to adjust his own life instead of being very bitter about his stroke. And he has to live a new set of life. And can you imagine 60 years old? Most of us thinking 60 is a retirement age. But for him, he cares for what he cares is actually, I need to pick up something to skill. And I have so many years of corporate executive experience. At the age of 50, I got stroke. And now I'm at the age of 60. There are so many people, they can really look into their life. They don't have to stay back at home. So the reason for him to take up digital marketing is actually he wanted to start another business to embrace people with disability like him. So can you imagine? You got students like that, and it's in a very, I would say that it's very, very touching and a very blessed environment.
It must be so humbling, right?
Yeah, I think I have another one which is he did oil painting and through arts therapy, and he said that Michelle, I got a lot of painting at home. Can you just sell it for me? And I said that for what? He said that if you don't sell all this oil painting for me, my family will throw it away because it's like a junk for them. So he said that you just sell it, then you can raise some money. Raise some money, I can help other people. Can you imagine? People who had stroke or people who had disabilities, and they can even care for other people. Through the art therapy classes, all the oil painting that he has done up, and it was really good work. So what we did in the end is say that what do we archive it and digitalize it? So we digitize, and then we can print it on different merchandise goods, so that we can raise more money to help different group of people. So that's the inspiration come from them, and we are the executor. So that's how, when the med school originally is only purely for private educations, independent, and we find that as an educator, what's the point that we educate people to be kiang nang, they're smart, they're skilled, but if they are not honang, they are not kind, they are not good people, what's the point? It's only doing disaster to the economy and to the future. So Make the Change was originally like a CCA within the school, that we get the students to volunteer their skill set.
Wow.
Then it became bigger and bigger. Therefore, in 2013, we isolate, we take it out from the med school and become an independent social enterprise.
So that was the birth. I was about to ask that.
Yeah, that
What
was
the
the
birth?
two. Yeah, that's how it spin off. It's the Make the Change a spin off from the school division. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
A lot of school you do social good
Yeah.
is because of the checklist,
Yeah.
community score. But for us, we want our students to do skill volunteer. When they learn marketing, they can do fundraising for NGOs. When they learn advertising, they design message strategy for NGOs. When they learn design, they can help the NGOs to design their products and their services so that they can reach out to more people. So I think that's pretty aligned. Yeah.
So we found out about the birth of the change.
Make the Change.
Make the Change, right? So how did med school how was it birthed?
So, very interesting is actually, I majored in economics. I
Okay.
wanted to be a banker.
Okay.
So, in 1996, I managed to got into a very ideal job to give me a good career path to become a dealer, a trader. Day one of my work, I realized that sitting in front, I was being arranged to sit in front of the computer, looking into all those investment charts, and my manager told me that okay, you go and analyze all these things, and then you learn the tradings, and I was just questioning myself, is that what I'm going to sit in front of a monitor and then just live off like that? And just looking into the speculation of the stocks. Buy low, sell high, buy low to make profit. And then I was questioning myself, is that the meaning of life, By just looking into that rigid screen and then make huge money. And I looked around, I think everybody surrounded me was very stressed. They were like puffing the cigarette non-stop and then, and I know that is not for me. So I took a very drastic move on the day one. I quit my job.
Day one.
Yeah, correct. I know that is very unusual, and I know that is pretty shocking to my parents. And I said I can't stay in the environment, and I was lost, really, because all my degrees I have planned to be a dealer, an investment banker, and that was my dream. And suddenly the day one I realized that, oh shit, that's not what I really want. And I went through a lot of self-discovery, questioning myself, what I really like to do. And again, cost of living, right? So I have to really send out a lot of resumes and then try different management positions, management trainees position. So education company, one of the listed company, it's an education company, shortlisted me, and I went for the interview and I got the job.
The education is in they teach something.
Yes, it's an IT listed education company. So I worked in that education company for almost like about 4 years.
What did you do for them?
I learned about become a course consultant.
Okay.
I was a course consultant. Then I started to promote degree programs in the Singapore. That means it's Australian degree programs they brought into Singapore.
This company was in Singapore.
It's in Singapore. It's
Singapore?
informatics.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. So I learned a lot of things during informatics time. I learned about the entire education system. I learned about how university functions. I learned about how university franchise their programs in the region and how they work on the contract back to back, the royalties, the contract, everything. And I was headhunted to a smaller firm. So I went on to a smaller firm. It's also an education company. And in that smaller firm, I was holding a director position. So I even have given a lot of opportunities to look into the regional development, doing student recruitments, and then also developing the country development for them. And I was questioning myself about, if let's say we are a private education institute, we have a lot of liberty. We are not supposed to pick up students who are left over by the mainstream school. I have this very interesting philosophy in a sense, because I look back to my history, right? I realized about if my university has taught me about what it takes to be an investment banker, what kind of environment we'll be working in, I probably would have changed my mind. But the university, the professors did not tell me that. And I looked around my friends who graduate from the same programs. A lot of them did not do what they chose to study, and I was questioning why. Especially now I'm in the education industry. Why is it so? Therefore, in 2003, I decided together with 4 other friends to say that we want to start an education consultancy company, and the aim is actually to bridge the gap between the reality and the creativity. Because a lot of people they are very creative in thinking what their future will be, but the reality doesn't gel. You know, it's just like, for example, most of us say that okay, you go to top local university, you guarantee a job, but is that the job you want? And
I think there's
yeah.
there's too many people out there who are studying. I mean, this is narrative of society, right? It's like, okay, study hard, go to a good university, get a good job. I mean, we're getting more and more awareness about how this was the industrial age system, right? Which is like, this is the system.
Yes.
But the world is changing. This is the 4th industrial age, right?
And you know, Jason, the thing is, a lot of us, you know, talk about in Singapore, right? How many of us get into your first choice, to be honest? You get into your university, are you in your first choice? You are not. And you have to, because when you're making a decision that where you want to be, right? Or who you want to become, right? You only have one choice, right? That's your first choice. You cannot have a plan B, plan C, plan D, or if plan A doesn't work, I want plan B, I want plan C, I want plan D. And then, most of the time, when you cannot get into the first choice, you are being stuck into 3rd choice, 4th choice. And because it's a university logo, because it's branded, because it's a poly logo, so I have to stuck there for 3 years, or I have to stuck there for 4 years. And maybe I say, I'll get my first paper first. After I get my first paper, maybe I look into what's the next options. But time is money, and time is your resources. You know, so we realize that it is very sad that now in a lot of education system, people going into, I mean, the purpose of education is to first pick up a skill set. Second is to build a character. You know, and when you come out of the society, to the society is to contribute. But I think we have totally distorted the education meaning. Now people going for paper because paper comes first. And that piece of paper speak of me, which that's not true. You know. And second thing is actually we are blindly following a lot of peers. Because my friends are there, I go there. And I think, you know, friendship is more important than the rest. Then afterwards I discover myself more, you know. And third is actually how can I get a better paid job because I deserve it. But I mean, I'm really very happy that now a lot of young people, they are much more mature in their thinking because of the information that they have from internet.
And people are going to listen to you. Advice
and a lot of them, they are much more independent, to be honest. We have seen a lot of students, they say that, hey, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to give myself a time to try it. And I really embrace this kind of daring decisions and the bonus. And even I have a son that is 15 years old this year now. And I also told him about, you know, life is so short that you should go for it all out to try something that you think that you want to do. But you have to set a limit. You have to set a limit in the sense of like you give yourself how much time and what you intend to see the outcome of it. You know, and to give your very best all the way out. And from there, if you discover it and you learn it, even though you fail, so what? At least you learn something about yourself. It's never too late.
You never learn how much you can do until you go all the way.
Yes, and
who you can become until you go all the way.
No plan B. I always tell people that, you know, although I know in business sometimes you want to have a contingency plan, you know, safety nets, you know, but when it's about your life, I always would like to encourage people that there's no plan B. Because when you burn your bridges, you look forward, right? It's only one way. Like for example, I just want to be a banker. I give all out, and in the end I got the job, but I realized that was not what I want. I quit immediately, and I have to look for next alternative. But that was after I've tried it. So that's why I
wouldn't have known that you won't like it until you got there.
Yeah, and it's tough to get it in. You have to been through many interviews and really prepare for the interview, to work hard for it. And it's all in your head knowledge that you thought you know. But then in the end, when I went for the interview, my heart told me otherwise. So I also learned how to align the head and the heart. You know, that is very important. A lot of us is a head knowledge. It's a high pay job. Why not? I need to buy a house before I turn 35. I want to get married, start a family. So it's very rational decisions. And that's where we see a lot of challenges now. You know, to be honest, that we are so busy in pursuing the wealth,
Yeah.
and there's financial stability,
Yeah.
we have ignored quite a lot of variable things like time for yourself, time with a family, and time to discover your life purpose. You know, so I think this is very, very important.
So how? Sorry, we like
Yeah.
we went deep in that, but really back to yourself. So how do you go from about your purpose? How do you discover your purpose from that experience?
Trying, doing. So it's actually when I was started the company. We know that we are very clear. We know that we want to be a different education company. We want our company to be able to deliver solutions to people. At that time, it was university is too theoretical. Marketplace complaining that students were not ready, graduates were not ready. So we look into the gap and we say that, hey, this is a challenge and this is an opportunity. Let's be the first mover to do this thing. So we are the first one who integrate marketing, advertising, design in the program
Which
to offer
spells
this
MED,
solution.
right?
Yeah, we spell MED, yeah, exactly MED. And we realized that that was like a bingo, you know, we hit on it.
Okay.
And from there, we started to, as we are offering the training programs and we're constantly reflecting upon ourselves, and that's where the purpose became much more clearer. And the purpose was developed through our way of doing and reflecting. And then we realized whereby the purpose of the company is truly to give people second opportunities, you know, to really discover their passion. You know, regardless of all the system, parents or whatever, you know, be daring to pursue your own life. And when we use this as a message to tell people, and we really attracted people who really wanted to do this thing, and we discovered that that's the aligned purpose. We're here to offer a solutions, and people need that solutions, and that is, education is supposed to let every individual to expand their life by knowing themselves. So along the way we improvise our education purpose, and then we come to realize that that's how we define as an educator. So we still call ourselves as an educator in a sense whereby first, skill set is a must. So no longer, I always say all schools are good because all schools provide good skill set. But second is actually along the way that when you study, how do you know yourself better? You know, how can we create an environment to let the students really know themselves better and know the real world better? So that's where it's manifested in our system. We don't get full-time theory lecturers, we get all the industry people. So, and we ask the industry people that you don't change your way of speaking. You come to the school, you speak exactly the same way in an agency. So, you know, where some lecturer coming in and then they like, you know, have their own self with the 4-letter words or whatever, you know. We say that that's the environment that we wanted to give the students to understand that this is what it takes in the world.
This is the real world.
And if I say we can simulate that in a school environment, when they step out, it's easy for them to adapt. In fact, they don't even need to adapt. That is just seamlessly going into the industry.
I'll just pause you and I just got goosebumps. I'm just smiling because I mean, I saw some connection there. Your purpose came from your story of how you went to the banking industry.
Exactly.
You didn't know what the real world was like. Like you say, right? If you knew the real world, the real banking world, you probably wouldn't have gone there.
Exactly.
Right. So this is like giving them a real world. That's part one, and part two is like the word second chance for you. This is your second chance. Like you got a second chance in life. You know. This is, you're not just existing. You're not just going through the motions. You're not just through. You know, you're not gonna. You not gonna enjoy it. The banking. So you didn't go through it, and now you're truly existing. You're truly living your purpose, and like I'm just so amazed. I'm just like,
you know, Jason, it's really true that as long as every day we can wake up and smile, you know, I think all of us have that second chance. Although out and really act on something. There are two parts that I always really recommend to people. One is actually you can volunteer yourself to some of the NGOs. You can volunteer yourself to do some of the work. And if you like to work in certain companies, you don't need to say about, oh, can I come in as an intern to pay me this much or whatever. Volunteer yourself. Just volunteer yourself to get close to the company that you want to work in, or get close to the people that you would like to be your mentor. You know, volunteer your time and your energy. That's what you mentioned earlier. You know, and when you're trying it, you also have to take time to reflect. A lot of us is actually we go through motion. We do and do and do and do, and then we got burnt out.
Yeah.
And then we blame the whole world system. You know? But you need to take times to reflect and to constantly upgrade yourself. So there are two things I always ask people to do. First is actually you have to take actions. Taking an action is to let yourself constantly in the motions. The second is actually you have to constantly upgrade yourself by reading. Reading is a very, very important habit. I mean, till now, I always advocate my colleagues, everybody to read. Regardless what you read, it could be your hobby magazines, it could be your novels or whatsoever. You must cultivate that reading.
Do you have any like top 3 books on top of your mind recommended reading?
Well, for everyone, one of the books that I really highly recommend is Simon Sinek, The Start With Why.
Yes.
That's a very good book. And the other one is by the French author, no, it's a very long name, The Little Prince. The Little Prince.
I heard about it. I haven't read it.
Xiao Wangzi, The Little Prince.
Okay.
It's translated to multiple languages and sell millions of copies.
Oh, wow.
It's a very, very good book to talk about life philosophy.
Oh, wow.
It's talk about this little prince traveling to different country, different planet.
Okay.
And the planet represents us, the world.
Wow.
So it's a very, very interesting book. And I would say that for me personally, the third book to me is actually, I'm a Christian, so it's Bible for me. So of course, for people who have a faith, it's actually you have to understand your faith. We are spiritual beings, I believe.
Yep.
So spend time with your own faith, and it's also spend time to connect with a family. It's very important. So for those who are not working at the moment, treasure your time with your family. That is very, very important, because when you are busy, when you are chonging for your career, you won't have that time. So don't see that now the idling time is a waste of time. It's a preparation time. How you prepare, and we always hear people saying, right, opportunity always knock on the doors of people who prepare the most. So how do you prepare yourself for it? I think that's very important. Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I got any more questions. I think that was so good.
I'm sorry, I think we go.
No. I thought it was precious. Actually, my man Nick is like behind the camera. That just now. Nick, you were just saying, if you don't know your purpose, maybe you tell us the quote. If you don't know your purpose, what do you do?
You don't know your purpose, then you look for someone that has a purpose, and then you kind of you go with that person. You will learn from that person. You will figure it out along the way as you learn from the mentor or whoever that you're helping. Because the other party has a sense of purpose. Yeah, they know the direction to go. Yeah,
that's a very important point. You know, get closer to people that is positive and have that. Yeah, that's a very, very good idea. Yeah.
Is there any questions we got from? Can you help me go through? Is there
Do you have any questions?
Any questions from our IG Live crew?
I saw you at YMCA.
What?
Someone saw you at YMCA.
I wasn't at YMCA.
A while ago.
You want to? Anyone have? Do we need to text it? No, they can hear, right?
Yeah, you just say hi. No questions.
No questions.
No questions. Some people joining. Hello, waving at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think the last question I was asked is, how are you fulfilled? Which is fulfilled, right? How are you fulfilled? Yeah.
How am I fulfilled? I think fulfillment, purpose is not a very big jargon word. A lot of people say passion, purpose, fulfilling life is such a fluff word that we can't grasp it. Actually, I would like to make it very simplified for everybody. Every day when you wake up, you must have some dreams that you have not, or probably you have dreams that you wanted to do, but you forgot it. You already no longer pursuing it. Go and take a paper and journal down what you really wanted to do. What you like to travel around the world? How you want to travel around the world? And how do you find the means to travel around the world? So what you need to do to travel around the world? So you can distill down. And for people who are asking for purpose, then you can start off with what is one thing that you find that is very personally important to you, and you ask 5 times why. Why? You ask yourself 5 times. Because very often the very obvious answer is not the answer that we're looking for.
It means like answer it, then you ask why, then you ask why to that answer and keep going down,
you have to
right?
keep going down. You have to like peeling off the onions, you know. And for one of my friends who recently taught me this particular trick, which I find is very, very useful that I would like to share, is actually, every year we have New Year resolutions, and every year we feel the New Year resolution, I want to lose weight, I need to wake up early to exercise, and I felt that for years, And they say that, no, you can change this way. Every year, just give yourself one word.
One word.
Like, for example, if your business requires favor, you just have that word, favor.
Wow.
The 2020, I only have one word for my life, is favor. So if for us, it's actually expansion.
Expansion.
Business, so our aim for 2020 is expansion. Then personally for me is legacy. I'm trying to build legacy to get successes out. So that is one word. So legacy guided me every single action I'm taking.
Wow.
So choose one word that is really, you find that this is going to be your goal, the value, everything that you want to do for this year. So some people it's actually focus, some people it's clarity, some people it could be different. It could be lose weight, something like weight loss, just need to have one word.
So good.
And because you can remember that word very easily, and you every day just
Like big, right? Like,
Yeah, just every day just put yourself to that.
So I think that for me is actually quite useful, very useful, and I'm seeing that is fulfilling in a sense that every day we have new things coming out, working on it, and because of the expansion, and then personally because of my personal commitment on the legacy, I will need to spend more time with my colleagues, spend more time with my team, so that guided me, and spend more time of course with my son as well,
I want to retake that question up, how I phrase it. I think maybe a branding way, right? It was marketing related. How do you find fulfillment? Is that a good way to phrase it?
How do you find fulfillment? How do you find fulfillment? Okay,
because like the brand is fulfillment show ma. I don't know. I didn't manage to tell you like why fulfillment. So the way I broke it down was like to be filled. I mean, just the word full and fill. So what does it mean? It's very fluffy. Yes, exactly, right? So I gave my own little definition of it. Maslow hierarchy of needs. Self-actualization is like apparently one of the top highest one. The one that most people know, self-actualization. You actualize your potential, right? So that's the full part. Then you live full. And then we have all these stories of like yourself, like you've reached your fullest potential, you use your strengths, everything, and you end up in the banking. And you realize it was so empty. Which is why you made the super wise decision. And instead of choosing to be full first, you chose to be filled first. You know that there was something deeper, the wisdom, the spirit is in guiding you, right? The wisdom,
yes.
told you that there must be more than this. So you very wisely chose to be filled first. That's why I say to seek your purpose first, to prioritize finding out what is your purpose here. Take a gap year if you may be, and all the amazing advice that you gave, right? To read more, experiment, and to volunteer, etc. To find out what's your call, right? So instead of fulfillment, I call it the fulfillment show. People who are living their purpose, and then something along like, how do you use your strengths? I wanted to ask, but I mean, maybe you can even ask also, how have you used your strengths? Why do you think you belong here? And why you and not anyone else?
I think if I say it falls back to the roots belief that everyone is creative. First of all, you must anchor and acknowledge and embrace that you are unique. There's no second Jason, there's no second Nick, there's no second Michelle, there's no second you. Everyone is unique. I mean, in the first place, I think before we get ourselves being filled with our dreams and our drives, and to get our physically be full with all the material things. The important thing is actually first you must accept yourself. You must accept and you must embrace yourself to know that you are uniquely created, that you are special.
Yeah.
But we very often we feel that, oh, you are special is a millennial speech, you know. I am special, I am no. I mean that is a different kind of arrogance we're talking about. I'm talking about when you see that you are special, you are unique, it's because you get the capability and ability, not just to take, you know. When you have ability, is to give. When you have capability, is to give, you know. It's not to take. You see my point? So when you believe that you are unique and you have all it takes to be succeed in your life.
Yeah.
You accept yourself, you come in terms with yourself. You forgive people who hurts you, you forgive whatever family background, disadvantage or advantage situation, and you look into yourself as you're taking the ownership of your life. And then you embrace the new way of thinking, a new thought whereby, alright, decided I'm not going to think negative, I'm going to take a positive perspective. I'm going to embrace a new perspective. It could be you've been very procrastinating, you've been very chill, and you think that, hey, I need to be more diligent. So how can I embrace a more diligent, cultivate a much more disciplined habits? So these are new perspectives that you have to take on. And the last bit is actually you have to be enterprising. You have to really take action. Enterprising is not sitting down there waiting for the opportunity to come. It's that you have to take risks.
Yeah.
You have to step out.
Because your life is worth it.
Yes. So that's why as you mentioned clearly, it's really about fill up yourself.
Yeah.
Fill up yourself is not about full of yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people think about, you know, you full of yourself. No, it's to fill up yourself. Because the more you are filled, right, the more you become more humble.
Because purpose is not about you. Purpose is about others.
Yeah, it's about. I realized that there's this particular quote that I really like.
Yeah, yeah.
Is actually, you know, the life of significance is to give people who needs your gift,
Yeah.
your talent,
Yeah.
and your resources.
Love it.
And I find that was such a meaningful phrase. You know, is that you can't lead a significant life by holding everything to yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't, because we are just social animal, right? It's that you constantly realize, for example, in the social world, we find the like become very, very happy. It means that people endorsing us or people accepting us. If people like our posts, people share our posts, we feel that wow, terribly honored and very proud of it. Is that we are social animal, but in this social space, the danger of that is we constantly seek recognition through people's lens, and we forgot that we have to seek our own recognition through our own lens. And that is very important, I think, in today's world. Yeah, that's why.
Especially coming from yourself, in the marketing industry, right, where it's always about attention.
Yeah, correct.
Everything.
It's all about marketing advertising, right? We're talking about, first of all, consumer behavior. You understand the behavior, you curate the message, you give a message strategy to attract them, to get them hooked, and then you design something that's enticed to the senses, and then so likewise think back to yourself. And I always say that every individual is a brand. So marketing, advertising, design is a skill set that everybody requires. You need to learn how. Understanding consumer behavior, you need to know your behavior. You need to know your surrounding people behavior. Advertising is about message strategies. You need to know what is your message. What do you stand for? What's your value? When you go out with what do you stand for? Are you just following whatever crowd, or are you based on the brand to give you the identity? What do you stand for? And the last one is actually, how do you design it? How do you design your life based on your understanding of your own behavior, understanding what's the value that you stand for, and you take an action.
And as we said, like, you can only do that, like, your best self if you know your purpose.
Yes.
Do you have any last messages you want to share with our audience?
Well, it's really, it will be one of the messages that I know our social enterprise is called take the chance, make the change. You know, everybody have the chance. The moment you can wake up, the moment you open your eyes, that's the chance that's given to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you. Really have fun. I mean, it's such a nice weather. We're in this cozy place, and yes, thank you.
So a little shout out for Michelle. Michelle has her own TEDx talk, so we'll put that details in the links or so, in wherever this is shown. And also like talk about Matt. I will put out the Matt's details and make the change details as well. There's a website also, right?
Yes, correct.
So like, if you're a student and you're about to you're looking to be interested, if you're interested in the creative industry, you want to learn, like, pick up some skills from someone who is like experienced, someone who cares about not just what you do but why you do it. And that's the most important thing, and for you to become who you're called to be and meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, just come and have a chat, a coffee or something like that. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
okay, with that, this is the end of the show. See you guys.
See you. Bye.
Just out. Yeah.
Hey, your t-shirt!
Huh?
Your t-shirt!
Oh yeah, my t-shirt. Okay, wait. Someone give. Okay, wait. Can't see. Wait. Again. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, thanks for the reminder.
Because I like your t-shirt.
Going?
Yeah, really.
Okay, sorry, I forgot this on my bed, right? But yes, thank you so much, Michelle, for being on the Phil Fullman show.
Thank you. I love your t-shirt. It's so nice.
So it is, I am YOLO, but cancel out the O, you don't only live once, because that's like the reckless mindset, right? But you're someone with wisdom, you practice wisdom, you follow your purpose first.
This is so cool.
That's why you're not YOLO, you're living the yoke life.
This is nice. Thank you. Oh, it's very cool.
You know that, thanks.
Seize the day. Wow, that's nice. Thank you so much. I love it.
Welcome so much. Thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you for having me here. Thank you.
See you guys out.
Nice! Hey, very nice your t-shirt! Wow!
Thank you. Oh, what?
Wow! I love I went for Taoism.
Oh.
I wear robe one I do very because I'm a person who is very curious about spiritual life. I have the kind of stupid habit. I always tell people when I was in secondary school, right, I sat in you sat on the toilet. I was just open my eyes. How come when I say hand open, or like that, just naturally open. What was guiding me, Then I was curious about life, maybe it's like, are you just growing up by nature, you get married and then have kids and then die? I mean, is that the purpose?
Yeah.
So I was a lot of curiosity. So I started to read a lot of religious books when I was in higher secondary level, like 16, 17
Wow.
years old. So I read,
Very
at the time my
interesting.
family is Buddhism, so I read a lot of Buddhist book. And then Buddhist is actually telling you about,
Inner
in
peace.
in the peace, nirvana stage is actually no fighting, everything
Yes.
无我, that kind of very
Correct.
zen, very
Yeah.
selfless kind of
Yeah.
philosophy. Then
Yeah.
I went to Taoism. So Taoism is very much on the Tao Te Ching, so it's very much about the character, the principles, all these things.
Okay.
Then I went on to New Age, it's very much on chakra, meditation. So it's like a very interesting journey for me. Christianity came very last. My former manager brought me to her church. And at the time I was a bit biased against Christians because I went to an Easter Day celebration before and I asked a lot of questions and they were like giving me a lot of funny answers. So I told myself, nah, that's not my cup of tea. But when I was in the church, it was on a Friday seminar. So it seems that the teaching is quite sound to me. I said, this talk sense. Okay, rational, very rational. So it talks sense to me. Then I think it's through their prayer. Then I went for Alpha course.
Okay.
So Alpha is actually asked a lot of questions about Christianity. So I went for the Alpha course on 2010. And I asked a lot of questions. I said, you all said Jesus is the one. Hey, my Guan Yin Ma also the one. I also know Guan Yin Ma, very real and had a personal experience with that. With the Ma, very personal experience. So that's why I say spiritually you cannot convince me because in New Age meditation, this thing you can experience spiritual sensing. So you cannot spiritually convince me. So faith, I don't know what's faith at the time. It's very much about practicing, right? You go for New Age, and God spoke to me through a New Age book.
Wow.
He spoke to me saying
Okay.
that you are so full of yourself. I'm
Wow.
trying to speak to you. How can you listen to me?
Wow.
Wow, that
That
is.
was slap on my face.
Yeah.
Then it was on the 4th of the Alpha course because I asked a lot of questions, so I became very vocal. I asked a a lot of like I said they were by those baby who do not know Jesus, then how? They go where? They go hell, they go heaven. Then those people who criminal then and die, how? I thought you should sow what you should reap what you sow, right? So I questioned a lot of things, and I said that and most of the Chinese are pluralism. It means they believe in multiple gods.
Yes.
So we
yes.
all believe in there's a creator, but it's just that why must be Jesus the way? It can be many other.
Correct,
So we
correct,
thought
yeah.
so we come up with human rational thinking. Marketing. Different customer segmentation, God will create different kind of characters. So you have like have different
That's
religions.
right.
That was like what I thought. And when I have that impression in me that on the fourth, I told you I asked a lot of questions on the fourth lessons, and they did not answer the question. So the alpha is actually to let people feel safe to ask a lot of questions, but they don't answer your question. They just let you ask your question.
Okay.
So I was like very tired of asking questions. So I said I'm going to quit that alpha class. So I told my manager that, hey, this is not my cup of tea. I think I quit now, okay? It was a totally 10 sessions. So I went back to my car booth, and then my car booth got the Book of Secret by Oslo. Oslo is a new age guru.
Yeah.
So I just anyhow flipped, just anyhow randomly flipped, because I just said, sometimes when you read things, you just want to flip. Okay, this page, I read this page. So I just randomly flipped. Then it came to this passage. There's this disciple went up to the mountain and to ask the master to accept him as a disciple. So the disciple said that, master, I'm ready to be your disciple. Please take me in. So the master asked, who are you? Then the disciple gave a very long Indian name. Then the master said, you're not ready, go back. Then 10 years later, the disciple went up to the mountain and he said, Master, I'm ready. Please accept me as a disciple. Then the master asked, who are you? He said, I'm a humble servant, wanted to serve you only. I said, you're not ready, go back. 20 years later, the disciple went up again and said, Master, I'm ready to be your disciple. Please accept me. And the master asked the same question, who are you? He said, I'm nobody. Then the master took him in. That was a passage that God spoke to me. You are so full of yourself, you know your name, you think you know your spiritual things, right? I'm talking to you, how can you hear me? Because during the Alpha class, I just said that if Jesus, you are real, right? I don't want to hear from anyone. You are real, you can speak to me. But that passage, hit me.
That's
that
when
I
you-
was eager to learn from him, but because I was so full of myself. I know who I am, I studied a lot of religions, Then somehow that passage gave me a revelation that you are so full of yourself, how can you hear me when I knock at your door? Then I keep quiet on the 5th lesson. I went back to the Alpha.
Wow.
I told my manager, I changed my mind, I'm coming back. so I went on the 5th lessons, I keep my mouth shut. I said, Lun, be humble. Then the guys all look at me say, hey, she have fever, is it? How come so quiet today? Then after I said, no, I asked a lot already, I just want to be quiet and listen. Then on the 6th lessons, there was these particular pictures about the door, remember? There's this painting of the door that Jesus was holding the light, and at his side of the door, there was no handle. That picture hit me a lot. It's because he will not vouch his way in. Therefore, at his side of the door, there was no handle. You have to open from inside out. You have to open from the inside. So it means that God has been knocking the door at most of our heart. But when we don't open our heart to welcome Him, He can never come in.
Got it.
So that picture really hit me. And I was tearing and crying, and I know that something is moving me.
Yeah.
So after that, I started to
Started
read
the
His
Christianity
word.
journey.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then also, I went to Kinokuniya searching for, because I read a lot of spiritual books, So I went to Kinokuniya searching for Christian books, and it was so interesting. This is really very, very, very scary. I go and call my manager who brought me to Christian, right? So I said, hey, now I'm willing to open a bit. So can you tell me what books to read? Oh, you are new, you read Marketplace book, easier for you to understand. Why don't you read Joyce Meyer? I said, you sure it's good, because I'm a reader, so I said, you better make sure it's a good book recommended to me. So she was saying, Joyce Meyer, sure good one. Then I went to Kinokuniya. I said, hey, don't know what kind of writer you introduced to me, can't even find this book in Kinokuniya, Are you pulling my leg or not? So I said, forget it, I just looked into some other Christian books. So I told myself that I only want to hear from Jesus' voice, right? So I found this book, this Adam Scott. Adam Scott compiled all the words that's spoken by Jesus.
Wow,
All
that's
the,
interesting.
that means they take out all the red printed and then they compile it into about topical.
Okay.
So the moment I took that book, right, next to it is all Joyce Meyer.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
I I'm so familiar with Kinokuniya. The spiritual book is only a 6th shelf. The first 2 shelves you don't read is Hindu, all these things. So I read the 4th shelf. The New Age and the Christian, they always mix together one. And then
Goosebumps.
this you know, I was so familiar in and out with those books. And the moment I took out that book, next to it is all Joyce Meyer. I said, what happened to my eyes? I haven't seen it. I know that God is speaking to me. So I from there on, it's anchored in. It's anchored in. So I know, I can't deny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the rest is history already. I think I can't explain, really a cash flow problem. I cannot pay my staff salary. You got student pay cost me in advance one. Where God?
Wow.
And you know that it's God's act because you know the amount is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Nothing extra, nothing less.
Yeah.
You cannot explain.
Yeah.
Sweet, just that number that give it to you for you to die through that moment. That faith, you know. So a lot of people say that, oh, God blessing me, but God is blessing through the very small and faithful way. He will not suddenly make you a big fortune, you know. They won't. He won't. Because if I say we are not proven ourselves that we are a good steward, right?
Yeah.
He won't give a
Yeah.
because resources he can plow in many other ways.
Yeah.
You know, but unless we've proven our faithfulness in small things,
Yeah.
then I think he will start to entrust a bigger thing.
Yeah.
So last 10
I see.
years, I think since 2010, 10 years already, I seen how God has really worked on this. Really, I tell you. And I think the most important is actually the condition of the heart.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing. I see myself change. I mean, my staff told me, actually I didn't know that I changed. My staff said, something is wrong in you, like something you have changed. I said, oh, is it better or worse? They said, it's better. Then I realized, what have changed? Actually nothing except for accepting Christ.
Yeah. I think that is the major change.
Yeah.
Accepting Christ.
You didn't even know.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it. And become more sensitive and it really relying on the spirit is so important. Because you know why? It's like I told my guys also that can you imagine when you do sales now, you go and meet clients, say God give me a word of wisdom. Hey it's 包饺 one, you know? We call it it's 包饺 one, you know. It's really that you can really impact people through that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So God is so good.
Thank you for this time.
No, thank you.
Really, thank you for this time. This is a lot of good stuff, you know, inside all these video clips. Going back to edit them, I think I'll go through 2 or 3 times.
No worries.
Yeah, it's very good.
Always have time to share. I mean, come on, you can drop by here, ma. Use our label with